My buddy, wherever I go, he goes, my buddy, my buddy. What up, though? It's your boy, Mr. CEO, in the building with your boy, Jay. Welcome to Beats, Rhymes, and Parlays, where the stats hit different. Every parlay got a beat behind it, man. What up, though, bro?
Hey, what up though, man? It was a good weekend. I chained the wrong squad, but if I could go back and do it again, I still would have rolled with Cincinnati, man. I thought BYU traveling time zones. I didn't trust them dudes, but like you said, those are Mormons, bro. They're not easily distracted. So
Not at all. Not at all, man. And it's crazy because I had y'all got to go back and watch the old show, man. If y'all want to see my poses, man, I already had my poses. I got the chain back. I told y'all I'm going to shoot and I'm going to keep shooting. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And with BYU, I'm like Steph. I was like Steph with BYU. 12-point victory, pretty easy. How you feel about this week, man?
Man, it's rivalry week, so anything can happen in any rivalry. So I'm excited to see the games. I'm confident in most of these picks, but like I'm super confident in a few. I got my get money I got my Holiday J parlay up, and you we in for a good show, bro. Because I know I think this time we're seeing a lot of these the same. So let's go ahead and get it, man.
All right, man. And like I said, we got more champ chains, but I told you I was going to treat last week like game seven. Game seven, put the ball in Mr. CEO hands in game seven and watch him go to work. We walked out with the trophy. We walked out with the trophy. Up 4-3 right now. We got that win. All right, let's talk about the last show. We still had a good show. We actually went 1-on-1 on our GMB parlay. But remember, we scored at the regular spreads. And we had Arkansas, which was a crazy loser. We missed on that one real bad. But we flipped and gave y'all Tennessee, which was an easy, no sweat win. So we 9-3 overall. We still up with the money line parlay hit. What I have on that, we had BYU, we had Michigan, and then we had the one that Jay said take off. I hope y'all didn't listen to him last week because he told y'all to take Oregon off. Yeah. And if y'all took Oregon off, y'all won less money than I did. So yeah, we hit that, and we on 13 parlays and counting. 13 parlays and counting. I want y'all to go look around the world and tell me that y'all got a show that hit 13 parlays so far in college or anywhere right now. We on fire. And hopefully we can keep it going. All right, let's jump into the games. We got Vanderbilt at Tennessee. Tennessee 3-point favorite over under 65.5. What you got?
Let me get locked in.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it real simple with this one. I bet on Vanderbilt before, and they actually ended up covering for me. I remember against Texas, I got a good chance to see them. They run a lot of misdirections. It's a lot of everything comes off the running game with those guys. Not saying they won't be able to run against Tennessee, but when you watch Tennessee play, they play a whole different way. Tennessee is going to throw the ball down the field over your head. They're going to make some plays. They're going to be able to score too easy. Vanderbilt, when they came back against Texas, they got down by a lot. Like they couldn't tackle the people in front of them. So when the ball is flying over their head, I don't expect much difference. Now, Diego was a gamer and brought him back, but Texas took their foot off the gas. Yeah. Tennessee don't really play like that. I expect Tennessee to cover this easy. I think Diego's a gamer. I think he might be able to keep it within respectable distance, which is like 14-10. But yeah, give me Tennessee. I can't bet against a team that can make big plays, bro. Okay. I just can't. And I really don't like Vanderbilt's misdirection offense and shit. And when he gets down, Diego can't sling it to get him back in it. They're running weird plays and everything. That stuff takes time. It's a lot of timing where Tennessee could have a 4-play 80-yard drive like that. You know what I'm saying? So give me Tennessee.
All right, for what y'all, this is what y'all came for. CEO notes, Vanderbilt, this will be by far the best offense Vandy defense has faced all year, kind of what he was just saying. The last two games versus competent offenses gave up 30 to Bama, and they gave up 34 to Texas. Neither of these two teams came close to putting up 40 like Georgia did, like putting up 40 on Georgia defense. So what I'm saying is they gave up 30 to two teams who not even as good as Tennessee is, because Tennessee scored 40 on Georgia defense, which is insane. And y'all can see how good Georgia defense is now. So Vandy offense should have success versus Tennessee defense, who at times can be very bad. the game honestly going to most likely come down to the turnover battle. Tennessee offense still playing at an elite level. No real weaknesses on the offense. Defense looked good versus Florida team, but Florida's top 3 receivers were hurt. Not going to take that into account. So I'm going to lean towards Tennessee being the defense who give up 30 points 5 times, and they gave up 40 points once. So Tennessee's defense have gave up more than 30 points 6 times this year. So Vandy should definitely have success. This game, talking off that, I'm leaning Vandy. This is one of them games. I know they can go over top, but when you got 2 teams, I think where it's going to be a shootout, and I think these teams are close to being even. I think I'm gonna take Vandy with the points. It's kind of old school handicapping sometimes. Like I said, and when you take the points and you think they're even, you can still win when you lose. So I'm gonna lean Vandy. All right, let's jump over to the next game. We got Georgia 14-point favorite versus Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech, over under 59.5. What you think about this one?
Right before Pittsburgh, I know Georgia Tech had been playing around, like escaping and barely winning, and they had a lot on the line to play for. To lose to Pittsburgh like that is very, very disappointing.
Yes.
And it really looks like, and I don't want to say Georgia Tech is tanking, but they look just a little bit better than average, where Georgia's kind of peaking. Like they're starting to lock teams up and blow them out, like run amok on them. So I really don't think Georgia Tech is at that level right now, man. I think them being ranked is a good thing, but they're probably a top 17 to 25 team, bro. I think they come out here, even if Georgia gets a slow start and gets out here and doesn't take the game seriously and falls down 14, I still think by the time the third quarter ends, they should be up 21, 28 points. I don't think Georgia, unless that quarterback has a miracle game.
Yeah.
I don't even think he has the weapons to do it. I don't see how Georgia Tech covers it. And I don't even believe this is really a rivalry. I think this is 2 schools in the same state, bro. Dog. Give me Georgia.
CEO notes Georgia, just what he was just saying. I told you I love it when the notes kind of lock into what he's saying, because we do not talk about this prior. Georgia's starting to resemble Kirby type Georgia team. It took a few games to get started, but you want to watch out for this team. The defense is good, tackles very well. The offensive line looks good, and they found a playmaker at wide receiver with Zachariah Branch, a USC transfer. And Nate Frazier looks good in the backfield. Georgia Tech defense once again got showed very bad. Georgia Tech has benefited from playing the strength of schedule in the hundreds. They haven't even beaten the average team this year. The offense can pass the ball, but it starts with the run game and play action. They're going to face a Georgia defense who's great against the run. Also, they're facing a Georgia defense who plays the run better than Pitt. Remember last week I said, I'm back and forth on the game, but go Pitt, because Pitt can stop the run. See what happened. Now they about to take a step up in class, man. When y'all get a chance, if y'all want to laugh, go look at Georgia Tech's schedule. Remember how Georgia Tech beat Mississippi State? If Mississippi State played Georgia Tech's schedule, they would have the same record. Mississippi State be ranked. So that sums it all up right there. All right, we're going to jump on to the next game. This is intriguing right here. This is very intriguing. Texas A&M, a 2.5-point favorite on the road at Texas, over under 52.5. I'm very interested to hear what you guys say about this one, because you've been on our side a little bit this year.
Man, I really want to take Texas A&M because the quarterback Reed, bro, I think he's spectacular. He must see TV, but man, bro, they get off to slow starts. They play it close and end up getting burned. And this is one where I see, like, Texas is close. Like, this is almost a pick'em game. So I don't do this a lot, but this is one of them I can see, like, I feel like, man, I'm leaning this way, which is Texas A&M. Maybe I just need to go the other way. They in Texas. It's the reason everybody got Texas this close to them. It's not Arch Manning. I'm going Texas just because of that, bro.
Okay.
One other thing. The other thing I don't like about Texas A&M is they fading down the stretch, bro. They were like, now they're surviving. I mean, and you really can't tell much off of that Furman win last week. You really can't. That's a get well game.
The
Yeah,
starters,
man, I'm going Texas, bro.
yeah, the starters. I don't think even made it out the first quarter on that game.
Yeah.
CEO notes on the first half, and I didn't look at that Furman game for a specific reason. So I did go backwards and watch the game prior. The first half of South Carolina game, everything that could have went wrong did with A&M. Is a fumble 6, interception in the end zone when he was trying to score. Another bad throw for an interception. And I was talking about telling Jay before the show, what's the dude name? Y'all need to watch out for Harbor. This dude is like 6'5", man, and looks like he run a 4.2. That 80-yard touchdown he caught, anybody else would have got tackled and it wouldn't have been a touchdown. The biggest thing I like that game is the second half. They went to halftime and they won 28-0 in the second half. That showed me more than that first half. They could have come out, if they would have gave up one touchdown, they would have lost. They shut South Carolina out the whole second half. So I do like that. One thing I don't like is I see a few too many disposal plays. I don't know if you noticed that, like if they a 60-yard run here, 40-yard pass here. Teams like Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, you never see disposal plays given up. So that's one thing I do lean. I still like Texas A&M, but I'm not against you with Texas because if one person who can drop some explosive plays is Sark, and you don't want to mess with him to come to that. I can't be taking much away from that Texas game against Arkansas. He was a clean pocket, throwing open wide receivers. Yeah. If you actually told me Arkansas defense was in the locker room, I'll believe you. Like, no, I've never seen receivers that damn open, man. They might as well just literally sat down and just watch them play 7-on-7 against air. So I'm not gonna take that game away, throw that game out. That's not the real arts. One big note I got about this game, and this is a one big CEO note: Arch versus good defense this year. Ohio State lost, Georgia lost, Florida at the time lost, Oklahoma only scored one touchdown offensively. So what I'm gonna do is you give me what, 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games. I'm gonna bet the Arch's gonna show up on 4 games against the good defense because Texas A&M do have a good defense overall. So okay. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna lead A&M because of that. All right. You got anything else? All right. Let's jump on to the next game. We have the game. Ohio State -10 at Michigan over under 43.5. Again, we have the game, and we have the Ohio State, and we have the biggest Ohio State fan in Jay, who's going to give you an unbiased opinion. Hopefully, what you got?
It ain't unbiased. It's pure bias. It's Ohio State, bro. And I mean, I know last year the time was then. They were supposed to beat them last year, but Michigan had some hogs that first round draft picks all over the place on that defense to hold them in check. This year, it lies on Bryce Underwood, and he's starting to play better down the stretch, but it's against like Maryland, Northwest. Like, bro,
terrible defenses. Maryland is terrible on defense.
Michigan's only way to victory, and this is the only way I see it, if they could somehow hold Ohio State to within, we'll just say 17-10 going into the fourth quarter, Ohio State's up, and maybe the Ryan Day gets in his own head.
Yeah.
The pressure gets to him, but Ohio State sat their starters down pretty much. Just like, hey, bro, we gonna beat y'all, bro. Like, they're focused on this game, and yes. I honestly think they come up to Michigan, and I think they beat the living shit out of Michigan, bro. I will be surprised if they call it a scary game. I think they're gonna be trying to throw the ball all over the field on Michigan, and it's gonna be on Michigan. I know they got that edge rusher. He's pretty good, the one cat they got on Michigan, but I think they're gonna chip him, do stuff to him, and 2 NFL wide receivers are gonna have a field day.
Yeah.
Other thing about Ohio State is just in case they can't get started, defense is still worldly.
Yes.
And Michigan is one-dimensional, and I get it, they were last year. But if you go back and watch that game last year, Ohio State missed 2 field goals. They threw an interception on their own goal line, and man ran it back to the 2. That's how Michigan got that touchdown. And they were going in to score and threw another interception. So they gave them a lot of help. The way Shane is playing out there, man, I just don't see it. I don't see any way. So I think Ohio State obliviates Michigan. I'll be disappointed if they win by less than 17.
Gotcha. The Sharps is definitely on Ohio State. I'm surprised it didn't move, but sharp money is definitely on Ohio State. So see your notes on this game. I'm gonna talk about last year's game. And what happened last year is Ohio State best offensive lineman got hurt at the beginning of the year. The guy who's at Kansas City now. Later in the year, they had another O-lineman hurt, and then right before the Michigan game, the center got hurt. So basically, they had a backup O-line versus Michigan, who had the best defensive line in the country by a mile, with 2 first-round draft picks on it. So we already know Will Howard, the average quarterback. What would have went bad last year if they'd have tried to be aggressive with Will Howard with a backup O-line? He would have got sacked, stripped, fumbled. Now, if Ohio State would have lost bad that game, he would have probably got fired. So what he did was he said, I'm going to come in conservative. I'm going to protect my O-line. I'm going to protect my quarterback because I already know I can't go aggressive. So he tried to run the ball because, like, okay, let's try to run towards that D-line, and it kind of backfired. Guess what? Those D linemen on Michigan is not there anymore. Another thing, people keep on, I'm tired of talking about this, and anything can hold true, but they keep on saying Michigan has won 4 times in a row versus Ohio State. Yes. How have they done it? They've done it with Jim Harbaugh's teams. Them Jim Harbaugh's teams are way more talented than what Michigan got right now. Way more talented. And guess what? The last win last year, now all Harbaugh players are gone now. These are Sharon Moore players. These are not the same team that lost the last 4 years. That beat beat Ohio State the last 4 years. So throw that last 4 years stuff out. It's crazy. This CEO's note I want to give y'all is per PFF. I love it, and it might hold true. It might not hold true. But when you bet money, you want to bet on stuff like this. No team has ran for 170 yards this year versus Ohio State. The 2 games Michigan didn't run for 175 yards this year was versus Oklahoma and USC. That is a crazy stat. So take that for what y'all will. I told y'all with CEO notes, we're going to give you our picks, but we also give y'all notes and stuff where y'all can make your own picks and your own decisions. And that's more, I think that's a great show. Also, Michigan played one good offense this year. Michigan played Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland,
Nebraska.
Like they played one good offense this year, and guess what happened? They gave up 31 points and lost 31-13. This is by far the best offense they have faced. Michigan's offense, they don't separate still. I think it's gonna be so. What's crazy is the best defense Bryce has faced out of high school. This is going to be a big step up in class. This is almost going to be like Ohio State defense is damn good. This is almost going to be like that first, when you first go to the NFL, that quarterback's first game, seeing the NFL. It's going to be like Bryce Underwood playing in the NFL for the first time because he has not seen a defense. I haven't even seen a defense, I don't think, in the last 10 years is damn good. So I think Ohio State going to stop them from scoring. I think Michigan are really going to struggle to score. One thing I don't like is Tate might not play. I think Smith is playing. I wish they was 100% healthy. I do think at least if they have Smith without Tate, they still cover. Honestly, with their defense, they might be able to cover without both of them. But I think Washington and Michigan, to me, reminds me of a similar team. But I think Washington has a better offense. I wouldn't be surprised if this game looks 24-6, 24-10, you know what I'm saying, 27-9, something like that. So I do think Ohio State covers, and I don't think Ohio State loses. So you guys like to play them big money lines. I don't see a way Ohio State takes an L in this game. It's going to have to be something fluky or some voodoo. So, all right, we got let's go on to the next game. The next game we have Miami, a 7-point favorite at Pittsburgh, over under 49.5. And before you go on this one, Jay, just want to let you know it's supposed to be snow, I think.
Ooh.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said, bro. That's exactly what I said.
Because at first I was off of Pittsburgh. I was kind of like, I know how they looked against Georgia Tech, but I didn't like the way they looked against Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, Miami got enough talent to just kind of really make this not a game Pittsburgh wants to be a part of. But if it's snowing and them kids in Miami have to go to the snow, For that being said, man, this is something I wouldn't touch until to the day of. And I see what kind of weather it is. If there's snow on the ground, I'm taking Pittsburgh all day. If there's no snow on the ground, Miami, bro. If it's above 30, 35 degrees.
That's what I was going to say, though. I was going to say, even if it don't snow, if it's cold, that can affect them too.
It's got to be cold. If it's sweatshirt cold, no.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, because you used to tell me, remember, you be like, man, them hot teams coming up, they ain't we freeze just walking outside without even playing football. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not used to it. So on
You
Miami,
saw Tennessee against Ohio State last year when it
yeah,
was cold.
yeah,
So like
yeah,
if it's cold,
yeah,
okay. So
yeah.
this one I don't have a pick until I know the weather for sure.
Yeah, same. And literally, it's funny. I did the same thing. I'm literally Miami, write it down. You know, they Miami gonna bring pressure like Notre Dame and all that. And it was like snow. I was like, oh, hold on. You know, I did the same exact thing you did, man. Beck has looked good. The past few games versus bad defenses with no pressure allowed him to stay on time behind a consistent run game. Pittsburgh's strength is stopping the run, and Beck usually struggles with no run game when it's on him to win the game. The defense showed well versus North Carolina State team that actually can score. So I did like that about Miami's defense. They have an elite D-line, which we all know, who brings pressure versus a quarterback. And Mason, hard to say his name is like Heinzel, who struggled versus pressure against Notre Dame. And that's why I think I liked what you said. Okay, so of course you look good versus Georgia Tech, but Miami's Notre Dame more than Georgia Tech. That's the problem. Pitt offense showed well versus a bad Georgia Tech defense that allows anyone to score with no resistance this season. This will be the best test, like we said, since Notre Dame. He will be under consistent pressure with Miami's D-line. Miami's new starter at running back is pretty elusive. I forgot his name, but I don't know why they switched him up, but he's actually more elusive than the last running back. If Pitt can stop the run, I think they can kind of stay in the game because Beck not that dude. I'm just Beck not that dude. He one of them quarterbacks. If Beck got to beat you, he not gonna beat you, and that's what happened with Louisville, who can stop the run. And that's what happened with SMU, who can stop the run. And those are his 2 losses. So if Pitt can stop the run, they might have a chance. But with that snow, yeah, I'm off of it. This game is really intriguing. For one, we got Utah 10.5-point favorites at Kansas over under 60.5. The reason this was intriguing, this must start at 14.5. This must have been bet down to 10.5. I don't see. Tell me why everybody on Kansas like that. The last game, it got to be
Daniels. That's it, man. Everybody believes in Daniels because we've seen greatness out of the guy, and he by himself could keep them in the game. Will he? 95% of the time he won't. But there's that 5% of the time. To me, if this was basketball, bro, he reminds me of like a Ricky Davis or a Baron Davis. He can come out there and look like this dude is going to be an 11 all-star. He's the Hall of Fame. And then the next game, he could literally look like Finish Dembo. You know what I mean? Bo Outlaw.
Good comparison.
And it must be that. And this is what he's a 5th-year senior. This is his last game. He's probably not going pro.
No.
I guess they expect fireworks. But me personally, a good defense traveling. It's going to be the same type of weather. I think Utah's better. They got more to play for. I would take Utah with the points. I'm not betting this game personally, but if I had to choose one of these 2, I'm taking Utah with the point. I've seen Kansas is too spotty for me, bro.
Yeah. CEO notes, man. Utah actually runs a 3-quarterback system now, which is weird. It's really a 2-quarterback system, and they sprinkle the 3rd quarterback in sometimes. And it's going to sound crazy, but if you watch the film, it's like Montgomery and Gibbs, man. Like Dan Pierce to Montgomery. Like he big. They got this dude named, what is his name? Ficklin. This dude is so fast. Every time he touched the ball, he scored. Like I'm talking about, he is fast, elusive, like he scored. And they all they do is just run the ball. One quarterback run, the other quarterback run. They just run. They gonna run the ball down Kansas' throat, man. Kansas not gonna be able to stop that. And it's also hard to game plan versus them. How do you game plan versus 3 quarterbacks? You got 3 quarterbacks who all play different styles. How do you game plan versus that? Like that is hard because you don't know when they're gonna put them in. So how you know when to call the defense, man? So I think they got that on them. The K-State game, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. The way Utah defense playing that game, I thought something was up with that one. So let me go back and watch some previous games. I actually watched Baylor versus Baylor and versus Cincy, man. They got holes, man. They got holes in the run in the secondary. They similar to A&M where they can give up special plays. So it didn't look as crazy to me when I went back and watched them games, but Utah can give us some special plays. I think from what I saw, I would not bet this game only because I think Kansas State can cover and get blew out. And I know we say that I didn't say that multiple times this year, but it's one of them games I can see Kansas State covering and I can see Utah blowing them out. So I'm definitely with you, man. I'm staying off this game because whoever betting down from 14 to 10, they might know something we don't even know, man. Because when it moves 4 points, it's been some money on that side. All right, we jumping over to another game. Alabama -6 at Auburn, over under 46.5. This game, before you go, and I think I talked to you before the show, I thought this was a rivalry spread. So what you got, man?
It is, but because anything can happen in the Iron Bowl. I mean, it's a rivalry spread. Alabama's better. Alabama's more explosive. Auburn can't put up points like this. I really think Alabama runs away with it. Smart plays Alabama. I mean, if you're Auburn alumni, I'd take the +6. Why not? You got to believe in something. But there's nothing Auburn does well enough to mess with Auburn. And Auburn's passing game, bro, is elite. The defense, I said Auburn, I mean Alabama's passing game is elite. Alabama's defense is playing a lot better. I just don't see Auburn being able to score enough for them. So I got to take Alabama with the points, man. I'll be surprised if Auburn holds them, because if it's going to be within 6, that means the score is what, 13-7, 16-10. If they hold them to that much, man, hats off to them. Take my money. But I'm going Alabama.
Yeah, I'm with you on Bama. I got to go Bama with this one. For one, Auburn offense is just bad. And as bad as Auburn offense is, and I don't even know what Auburn record is, but at this point, I can see some people kind of like not even playing hard. Like, what does Auburn got to play for? But the biggest thing with Auburn is they scored 3 points versus a Kentucky defense, man, who gave up 60 to Tennessee and gave up like 40 to Vandy. They scored 3 points versus that same defense. That is abysmal. So I'm not going to lie to you. This is another game where if Auburn somehow wins or covers, there's voodoo going on, and it's just a rivalry game or something like that. Because if you take the rivalry out of this game, that spread is too damn small for one. But yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Bama honestly should be 10 points better than Auburn. And Auburn, like I said, do have a decent defense. Well, they did have a good defense at the beginning of the year. But that Vandy game, Auburn defense is kind of like, just like you said, the coach left. And it's crazy because the coach is the offensive coordinator. But when he left, the defense just gave up. And you can't count the game last week versus playing nobody. So, yeah, the trends lean Auburn because Bama normally struggles in the Iron Bowl. Bama struggles on the road sometimes. They struggle versus mobile quarterbacks. But honestly, even though Bama lost that game last week versus Oklahoma, Bama actually should have won that game versus Oklahoma. And that said something because Oklahoma has a real good defense.
Yeah, they do.
It was just. I told you it was a fumble they had. It was another fluky way. Bama played clean like they normally play. They would have beat Oklahoma, and this spread wouldn't be 6-1. So yeah, I'm with Bama on this one. I think Bama rolled tide. One thing I am glad. I'm glad it's not double digits because you know what Bama do with double digit spreads. So if it was double digits, I definitely wouldn't be all on it because you know they're on the road. Bama, they gonna cut. They just always blow. They actually lose when it's weird. If they're double digit favorite, they lose. But if they're single digit favorite, they win. So they're on our side right now because it's only 6 points. All right, we're gonna jump over to another intriguing game. Oregon 6.5 point favorite at Washington, over under 50.5. Real quick, I want to give you a couple nuggets before you go. Oregon starting center and starting tackle might be out. So just want to let you know that. You can go ahead.
Here's the issue for me, man. Like, again, I'm not going to even do analytics or anything like that. I've never been impressed with Washington from the get-go.
Gotcha.
Never have.
Gotcha.
When Ohio State went out there and shut them down 24-6, I was like, damn. Like, I wasn't impressed. I seen them fly across to Wisconsin. That was a gimme game, and they lost to Wisconsin.
That was
even though Wisconsin's been playing better. Washington has always been a tier 3 team to me, maybe tier 3, tier 4. I'm not impressed. I know the quarterback is kind of exciting, but I don't like the way he throws the ball. If you can shut down that run, it's over. So for me, Oregon needs this game. They really can't have 2 losses in the Big Ten and sit over there and just hope to get into the playoffs. That's not smart. So the way Dan Landing is as a motivator, as a head coach, I expect him to go in there and try to make a statement. Especially like, let's just play out hypotheticals, right? Let's say Indiana's gonna beat Purdue, so they'll be undefeated. Let's say let's just say Ohio State loses to Michigan, right? Michigan will have 2 losses. If Oregon has 2 losses, and one of those losses is Washington, Michigan could jump them. So they can't play around. They will need this win.
Yeah, they beat Ohio State and they lose to Washington. Michigan will jump them.
And so there's nothing to play with. And when you see Washington to me is like everybody's had this in high school. You've seen that guy that's like 6'4", and You know what I mean? He was coming up with you, and everybody's like, "Oh, wait till he get out there, man. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. He got all the tools and da da da." And then by the time he get to varsity, he averaging 10 points a game, bro.
Yeah.
He's just not him. You know what I mean? That's how I see Washington's team. There was a lot of hype this year, bro, but they're not that good. And I expect Oregon to make a statement. Now, if Oregon does not, because I mean they just beat USC pretty bad, and USC is tough.
Yeah, agreed.
I take Oregon, bro. Okay. And I don't expect this to be close. I just don't.
Okay. The CEO notes the difference in that USC game he just talked about was forced turnovers. I'm actually still not sold on Oregon secondary. They played their first real test last week, and they got them because they was giving up a lot of contested catches, and that was the same thing that happened versus Indiana, which I don't necessarily think it might hurt them now, but I think it maybe hurt them in the playoffs. So just remember that. The offense showed very well considering they started a game with the two best wide receivers out. And that dude, that tight end Sadiq, gonna be a problem. He a beast on Oregon. The run game looked good as expected. O-line kept Dante Moore clean, more was accurate and on time. Washington plays great at home, so you would expect this to be a dogfight because they normally do play good at home. Still don't understand them scoring 7 points versus Michigan. I don't understand that one at all. Ohio State shut them down. As you mentioned, Oregon is more of like not Ohio State, but more leaning towards that as a defense. The offense, especially at home, can put up points, but versus the two best defenses they have faced this year, Ohio State and Michigan, they scored 6 points and they scored 7 points. The defense is average.
How much they score against Wisconsin? Didn't they? 10. They didn't score a lot.
10. Yeah, 10,
bro.
And so one thing I did notice looking at their schedule is easy too. They have not played anybody. Washington has not played a soul. And so I expect Oregon. I don't think the secondary, like I said, I think it might hurt them more in the playoffs, but Washington got the receivers as USC got. So I think the secondary is going to be another step down in class. Oregon is elite versus the run. Like if you stop Washington's run game, you beat Washington. I love Oregon on this one too. And then it's not even a real travel spot. Oregon, Washington, what's that? Same time zone, right next. It's basically next door. It's like me. It's like me going outside right now, going to mess with my homeboy next door real quick, man, and shoot the breeze, man. All right, let's jump over to Missouri, a 2.5-point favorite at Arkansas, over under 55.5. You got anything on this one? I know you sent back your notes. You ain't had nothing on it.
Man, I know Arkansas let me down, and they still scored 33 points. That defense is horrendous. Me personally, this is one thing you're going to follow with me. I'm not going to personally bet this game. Okay. But when it comes to picks, that's different.
Yeah.
I don't pick Missouri on the road. And that's not going to change off of 1 year. It's not. So they're going to have to show me consistency. I'm taking Arkansas here, bro. Missouri ain't got nothing to play for real, except for pride and a number by their name. They're going to a bowl game. They're not making the playoffs. All they can do, from what I can tell, is kind of run the ball. They can throw it all right. Arkansas can put up points. This is something I just don't want to get caught on that side. Like, man, what the hell happened? I just knew Missouri was going to. I'm taking Arkansas, bro.
All right, CL notes on this one. Quarterback Pabula came back last week. He's similar to Mature, elite running ability, and can throw short and mid, but can't beat you to over top. If you can stop Missouri run game, they have trouble moving the ball consistently. Arkansas is not the team, so it's not that team. So expect Missouri to have success on the ground overall versus Arkansas defense. Missouri front seven is good. The weakness is in the secondary. So if Taylor Green can stop making all these mistakes, Arkansas will be able to move the ball. The games that Arkansas struggled, Notre Dame, LSU, Auburn, Taylor Green was making mistakes and throwing interceptions. Taylor Green, he drives his offense, what I just said. If he can, and I wrote it again on their notes, if he can stay mistake-free, it's going to be hard to stop them from scoring. Their running back, Mike Washington Jr., is a beast from Arkansas. I don't know if you saw last week, but he trucked this dude so scandalous. It was crazy. He almost knocked the dude into the stands, man. I love the offense overall. The defense is one of the worst defenses in the country, if not the worst I've ever seen on film this year. They might even be historically bad. They remind me of Georgia Tech defense, but in a tougher conference. They
worse than Georgia Tech defense, I think. But go ahead.
Because they're in a tougher conference. You see what I'm saying? If Georgia Tech defense in the SEC, Georgia Tech defense will be this bad too.
Oh, we're going to find out this Saturday.
Yeah.
All right.
And so they made Dan Johnson, a.k.a. Arch Manning, look like he's supposed to be a Manning. And so that kind of scared me. He was back there like he was Peyton. That man, that dude, it was similar to Georgia Tech. It's similar to these other games. So with this game, what I think is going to happen is Missouri's, how Missouri did Mississippi State, do rush for 300 yards. That running back they have is an NFL running back. The dude behind him is legit too. Missouri's going to control this game on the ground. They're going to score as much as they want to score. So I think I don't like Missouri in the road like you, but I just don't like Arkansas. I don't like Arkansas defense. This reminds me, I think, a little bit of Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech last week. I think this is going to look like Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech. Like, you're going to think, yeah, Arkansas. And Georgia Tech can score like Arkansas can score. Missouri can score, but I think Missouri's front seven will help because, like I said, and I always tell people, if you can stop the run and you can keep teams in second and third and long, your secondary actually plays better. And so I expect Missouri to force a few turnovers like Taylor Green has been doing. And so this short spread, I would leave Missouri on this one. All right, we're going to move over to another game. And the guy I just compared Purdue to, we got LSU at Oklahoma. Oklahoma a 10-point favorite, over under 36.5. And before you go, I want to just tell you something. I love this. If you just want to laugh real quick or see something crazy, LSU was down to Western Kentucky 3-0 with 2 minutes left in the half.
Damn.
They was down to Western Kentucky 3-0 with 2 minutes left to go in the half. What you got, man?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This don't even need to be discussed. I'm taking Oklahoma. LSU is quit. They fired the coach. The team is quit. I'm pretty sure half them dudes have renegotiated an NIL deal in the transfer portal. That program is in shambles right now. So I can't pick on them. I can't. And they going on the road. Yeah, man. I just saw Oklahoma shut down Missouri last week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah. As far as LSU, one thing I'm gonna give y'all notes on LSU is their defense haven't quit. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. Their defense haven't quit at all. Their defense literally won that game. I think it was 13-10, and the only offensive touchdown Western Kentucky had was a fumble 6. They offense literally scored 3 points that whole game. It was turnovers, sacks, fumbles. They dominated Western. So that defense, it looked like they was playing like a non-power 4 team. The problem was the offense did not look like they were playing a non-power 4 team. That dude Van Buren has been looking bad. They're similar to Oklahoma in the fact that like their defense, I think their defense wins the game for them. Oklahoma, LSU, they need their defense to win the game, but Oklahoma has, and I hate Oklahoma offense. Their offense has been struggling. Mature is not who I really thought he was. I think he's good enough to win games. I just thought that he can put more pressure on defenses and put up more points. He struggles to score. And maybe because he don't have a running game and he's the only running game and he's not that dude that can just take over by himself. But, yeah, in this game, I like Oklahoma in the fact that I don't think LSU, if they barely scoring against Western Kentucky, Oklahoma, Van Buren, I can see interceptions. I can see pick sixes, turnovers. And I'm going to take the better offense in Oklahoma. One thing Oklahoma do is they love to get explosive plays here and there. You will see a 60-yard touchdown here, a 60-yard touchdown there, so they can get down the field. So, yeah, give me Oklahoma all day. I'm not going to lie. I don't love this 10-point spread just because LSU defense has been playing real good. And Oklahoma's been struggling to move the ball versus everybody. And so, yeah, I wouldn't bet the 10-point spread, but I definitely love Oklahoma and the money line on this one, especially if y'all want to throw that boy in a parlay somewhere. These some games that I threw on because of Jay. So blame him for these. And the first one we're going to throw on is Maryland at Michigan State. Michigan State a 3.5-point favorite, over under 49.5. And if y'all want to laugh, y'all go back, was it last show or 2 shows ago? This dude clowned me on Michigan State. Clowned me bad on Michigan State. I mean, we had man, I wanted to go and cry as bad as he clowned Michigan State. And he asked me to put this game on the show. Go.
I'm taking Michigan State right here. As a lifelong Michigander, bro, I am not a Michigan State fan, but I have never seen a season where Michigan State has not won at least one Big Ten game. So, Sparty, I'm talking to you. I don't like you. I like you guys being bad, but this is historically bad.
Yes.
1 win. Maryland sucks. Like, they had Bryce Underwood out there looking. That's the reason people are actually thinking that Michigan can beat Ohio State.
Yes.
And they're coming to your house.
Yes.
You have to win this game. You have to. If you lose every game in the Big Ten, no matter what happens, we can never take you serious as a playoff contender ever again. It would be like Purdue. I don't care how good Purdue gets, bro. Nobody takes them serious.
Never.
The only reason people are taking Indiana seriously is look at what Indiana has had to do. They made the playoffs last year. People were laughing at them. They had to go to Oregon and beat Oregon in Oregon by double digits for people to be like, oh, okay. Well, then. So if you create this for yourself, there's no coming back from this. Yeah. You have to win one Big Ten. Only Northwestern and Purdue do stuff like this. So and Maryland, I think, has won a Big Ten game or two. So, yeah, I'm still taking Michigan State. And that's just off of me believing that, like, they can't go over in the Big Ten, bro. This is Sparty we talking about.
You're right.
The Michigan State Spartans.
So I did check. I have some notes on this one. Malik Washington actually looked terrible versus Michigan, like terrible. He's supposed to be the next guy. I guess we'll give him some time. I don't see it yet. He had 50% completion percentage in college. That's terrible. He missed throws that were inexcusable. Not much talent around him either. 2 weeks in a row, defense got gas on the ground. When you're underdog versus Michigan State, that sums up your team. Michigan State actually has a new starting quarterback. His name is Mil Vukcevic. Michigan State defense showed well versus Iowa. Early in the fourth quarter, Michigan State was up 17-7 early in the fourth quarter. And the only touchdown Iowa scored at that point was a punt return touchdown. And the Michigan State special team coach wasn't so stupid. He actually punted the ball to Weegan and almost ran a touchdown back. They barely stopped him. The next series, guess what he did? He punted it right back to him and he ran back a touchdown. So it wasn't for the dumbass special teams coach, Michigan State would have had a win already before this game. Now a full disclaimer. If y'all bet this damn game, if y'all bet Michigan State, y'all gonna get what y'all deserve. I'm throwing it back on my boy Jay. If y'all listen to him, don't put a penny. If y'all bet this game, don't even put a penny on it. If y'all put a penny on this game at Michigan State minus 3.5 versus anybody, y'all do not deserve to be sports betting, and y'all gonna get what y'all deserve. Y'all Thanksgiving, y'all gonna have a good Thanksgiving, but after your Thanksgiving, y'all gonna have a bad Christmas. So do not bet Michigan State. Watch it, bet it in your head. Just bet this game in your head and just say, you know what? I got a victory in my mind. But do not put any money on Michigan State. And guess what's crazy? I don't even know if you know this. You know where the game at?
Michigan State.
Ford Field.
Oh, wow. Wow. Hey, man. Hey, bro. Shout out to Aiden Childs and whatever. RIP to his quarterbacking career, but Smarty, don't listen to him. Y'all do it for Magic Johnson, TJ Duckett, Mills, the Thrill Coleman.
Do it for the culture.
Andre Rison. You gotta win one.
Gotcha. All right. We're gonna jump on to Arizona minus 5.5, minus 1.5. It's favorite at Arizona State over under 48.5. What you got?
I got Arizona, man. They tough, man. That's a scrappy team. They throw the ball well. It's a rivalry game. I know Arizona State with the quarterback and that wide receiver, they usually get it done, but I don't like it. This is a bad spot because I thought Arizona, once they lost, I thought the only reason the quarterback last year was any good was because my man on the Carolina Panthers, that wide receiver, T-Mac or whatever.
Yeah.
And you see, he's still putting up numbers. He still gets out there and airs that boy out.
Yeah.
Slings it, runs around with it. This is not the spot you want to be in, bro. Arizona been winning games too, beating people. The defense been showing up late in games to get the stops that they need. I'm going to take Arizona just to be on the flip side.
Oh, for one, Arizona State quarterback out for the season. So he don't.
I'm taking Arizona. Damn sure.
So the quarterback is Jeff Sims. Jeff Sims yards is same quarterback. I don't know if y'all remember this. Jeff Sims was a quarterback. Jeff Sims was the quarterback versus when he played for Nebraska versus when they played Colorado a couple years ago, and he had like negative passing yards. Now, one thing, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I didn't get a chance to watch the film because Jay threw these on me and I had time. But one thing that they have been doing with him, though, they changed the offense. So I went back and looked at the stats. Dude rushed for 230 yards like a couple games ago. So they running some kind of offense. He actually been averaging around 140 yards rushing. So that coach has been smart and running running some kind of like read option offense because for him to run that much, 100 yards one game, I think he ran for 230 and like 140 or something like that. But on the flip side, I don't want to really bet this game because like I said, I didn't get a chance to really deep dive into it. I know you got a little bit more on it than I had on it, but just overall, I would definitely lean Arizona with you. I would leave Arizona with you. Arizona has had looked more impressive versus some of the same teams. So I definitely would lean Arizona State, I would lean Arizona with the -1.5, but I'm not betting this one. We can go to the next game. We got
hold on.
You go ahead.
Real quick. Arizona. All right, next one.
Iowa 6-point favorite at Nebraska over under 39.5. What you got?
Iowa.
That's it.
I mean, they just get it done, bro.
Okay.
If you're not ranked, if you're ranked, they're gonna lose to you. Or excuse me, if you're ranked, you'll beat Iowa. If you're not ranked, bro,
they're gonna win.
You're not winning, bro.
Yeah, you ain't had to give me no more. You ain't have to give me more. I was just double checking if that was it.
Baby Mahomes ain't up there, and even if he was, they were gonna beat him too. So I expect them to win. I wouldn't bet the spread because they just win. Yeah. They don't win convincingly. They don't blow you out. They just win. So I can see them winning 21-17 or something like that, and not cover the spread. But I was winning this game. If you're smart, you'll take the under 39.
Yeah, definitely. Nebraska quarterback has been looking bad. And real quick, I don't know if you saw it, but you see Raiola thinking about transferring?
Well, you know what that tells you? The coach is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there anymore. You can kind of see how the season start playing out, bro. He's going. I think dude is going to Penn State. I think the only reason it's not official is because Penn State is waiting to see if Lane Kiffin gonna say, "Hey,
yeah,
I'll come there." Because in true fashion, I know we didn't talk about the Ole Miss game, but I can see him beating Mississippi State by 7.5 and then announcing, "Let's go win the championship for my last year."
Yeah,
or losing to Mississippi State and be like, "Man, I'm out of here, bro."
Yeah, and honestly, we did. It was so many games. I think we had a lot of games on the docket, and so I think I did miss the Mississippi Mississippi State game. I was gonna stay away. We could talk about it now. I was gonna stay away from it because you got a coach who don't even know if he's gonna stay there, and so I didn't want to bet Ole Miss because I wouldn't mind that. And you got another side of a team who's been looking bad. You have anything on that one?
Man, I honestly can see it going both ways like you, bro. I can honestly see it like Ole Miss win, and then he said, this is a good win. We got to focus on the playoffs. I'm leaving for Penn State next year. Or I can see Ole Miss losing and him just even being hotter and just saying like, bro, Matt Rule is leaving Nebraska. I'm going to Nebraska or something wild like that. Because with Lane Kiffin, you can't read him, bro.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is I know me and you got into a little bit of a discussion. I think Lane Kiffin is severely underrated because he's kind of what you want in college football, which is kind of like a Brian Kelly, James Franklin. They may not be able to win a championship, but to be able to get people excited about your football teams is half the battle. Watch what James Franklin does when he goes down to Virginia Tech. Will they ever win a championship? Hell no. But they're going to be overhyped. When the ACC comes out, they're going to be picked to be in the top 4 of the ACC. He's going to rejuvenate excitement for that program. Where they run into trouble, like guys like him, BK, or even Lane Kiffin, is when you get this program built up. Now they're like, go win a championship, and the dudes look like, well, okay, damn.
You're right.
I mean, you do know we was 2-14 just 3 years ago.
And now we winning 9 games consistently. You're right. You're definitely right.
You know what I mean? And Ole Miss, that's what the expectations are becoming, and at the end of the day, it's Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be talking about like this.
So you're right though, because I was laughing at him because I'm like, he ain't did nothing. He ain't won an SEC. He ain't been in the SEC championship, and he ain't won a championship. But if you think about it, like you said, we remember he makes it's funny you said it perfectly. He takes a team who's a nobody. He gives you hype for him, and he make you forget how bad it used to be, and then now you want the championship. That was perfect. You called that perfect.
I'll give you a better example when they talk about Ole Miss. Besides DK Metcalf, Tell me somebody from there that you really think of that comes to mind for Ole Miss, other than people that played under Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, you're
Because
right.
before that, I don't even think we would call. I know they used to have Ole Miss on the side of their helmet, but I could have sworn they used to be Mississippi's playing Mississippi State. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. No,
You
you're
change
right.
that
You're
up.
right.
I
There
mean,
was there was
them
nobody.
powder blues and
You're
all of
right.
that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so now all of this, and he's got a good football team out there, and they might do something in the playoffs. But to me, this is a Christmas gift to that fan base, bro. You know damn well you ain't supposed to be competing with Ohio State,
Yeah.
Alabama, Georgia. None
Agreed.
of you really not supposed to be Texas. You really,
Yeah.
even though they won't make it, but
You're
you're
right.
not one of them.
You're right.
Anything going on for you right now is a blessing.
Definitely. All right, we got the weekly CEO's Blueprint Parlay. I think last week I missed by 2. Haven't hit in a few weeks, but the weeks prior I only missed by 1, like 3 weeks in a row. So hopefully we can get this across the board, across the finish line. We got Georgia money line. We got Cincinnati, and I didn't talk about that game, but I was surprised when they were a 4-point underdog to TCU.
That's weird.
That was nasty. That didn't make no sense. So I just gave him 10 because I don't even see TCU beating them by 4, and I think TCU actually gonna lose. I'm on you put me on TCU how bad they are. When I was on the TCU train, I'm way off of it now. I think Vandy.
The one thing, I don't mean to cut you off. The one thing is that quarterback from Cincinnati, he was playing lights out for a minute. Now he's not playing as good. He's turning the ball over, getting sacked. But I'm with you, man. I was shocked they didn't cover against BYU, right? I will be shocked if they don't cover against you. And if they lose to TCU by more than 4.5 or whatever it is, I'm with you, bro. They were frauds this year.
Yeah.
Got a couple lucky wins.
Yeah, definitely. We got Vandy 10. Even like I said, I think it's going to be a back and forth match. I don't think Tennessee beats Vandy by 10. I think Vandy's offense is strong enough to kind of stay within 10 versus Tennessee. The reason they didn't stay within 10 versus Bama, because Bama actually has a decent defense. Missouri, I know you like Arkansas, but I looked at it. Arkansas has not won one game this year versus, for one, I think they only won 2 games. So that's the biggest issue. But even in those games, I think the one they won, I don't think they covered 7, and I think they might have covered 7 against a sorry team. So I don't think they cover by 7. Bama, we got the money line on Bama. I think they get that done. And even if A&M stubs they told against Texas A&M, I'm sorry. Even if Texas A&M stub they told versus Arch Manning in Texas, I think they covered the 4. We got plus 414. CEO and JGMB art parlay this week. Georgia 13.5, Ohio State 9.5, Bama 5.5. Remember, we're gonna take the actual real spreads, where these are actually close to the real spreads. The real spreads is 14, 10, and 6. So we're going to score that separately and keep our track of our single bets, but we put it together in a parlay and we get plus 511. I like that. That looks nice. And then we have Jay's parlay.
Holiday parlay, man. I'm taking Ole Miss money line. I'm taking Tennessee money line, Michigan State money line, Georgia money line, Oregon money line, Bama money line. Hey, man, it's what I talked about. I broke down each and every one of these games and told you why I like everybody. Now, if you want to take Michigan State off, I can't be mad at you. But again, it's just one game.
You beat me to it. I said, man, take
one game
every week. I'm like, man, take that
Michigan State out of there. Not going over in the Big Ten. I got to see it to believe it.
Gotcha. All right, we got the money line parlay, which we hit last week. Let's try to do it again. And this is to take me through there parlay, because we're going to take you all the way through to the window and cash this, hopefully. We got Ohio State money line, Oklahoma money line, Oregon money line, and Georgia money line. This one actually looks good. I like it. Looks real clean. Think you can throw a couple units on a sit and kind of watch this win. You can watch this one bubble. All right, we are going to the outro. Got anything, bro?
Man, yeah, bro. For one, you respect Lane Kiffin. Number 2, man, they just gotta win one game in the Big Ten. Just one. That's all I'm asking. One game in the Big Ten. I usually don't bet on sorry teams, bro. And Michigan State, sorry.
Yes.
That Aiden Child, I remember out here they was talking about Aiden Child was gonna be the next Randall Cunningham. Like ooh.
That went bad fast.
Yeah, bro. And that coach, he He's an idiot, or excuse me, he's a maniac, bro. How you drag a kid to come from Oregon State with you, and then you bench him because you catching pressure? But you know Michigan State can't fire you because your contract costs too much.
Yeah.
And they paying out, what's my man's name? Not Mel Kiper, Tucker, or whatever his name
Michigan
is.
State can't pay them big like LSU. They can't.
No.
They can't cash out.
Were they still paying Mel Tucker? Remember he put that lawsuit on him. So it's a bad look up there. You got to win one. You just got to, bro. You got to do it for Draymond Green. That's all I got for them. That's where I'm at, bro.
Gotcha. So make sure y'all check us out on YouTube, which you already are. And if you're watching this now, make sure you subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Beach Rhymes Parlays. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Instagram. We give you parlays over there that you might not see on the show, and vice versa. Remember, we are the Get Money Boys. I got my damn chain back, and you know we want that smoke. Peace.
Holla.